One of the biggest debates in politics today regards genetically modified foods. Many people think that they need regulation and that corporations can't be trusted to voluntarily provide for us. Others say this infringes on freedom and creates more harm than good. Debating me tonight on this issue is a spokesperson from Monsanto, one of the biggest advocates for genetically modified foods. Here he is. You mean? He couldn't make it. Wait, what? Yeah, I just got the message. Something about a bad tomato and temporary organ failure. Well, alright, that's perfectly understandable. Standing in place for that spokesperson is someone who's just as familiar with GM foods, as well as Monsanto's favorite consumer. Me! Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you're a worthy adversary. Now, I think the biggest problem I have with the GM industry is just the concentration of power. I mean, couldn't we just put up a few safeguards in the industry just to keep things in check? Well, first off, I see absolutely nothing wrong with a few billion-dollar politically tied conglomerates having something, control over something as basic as food. And second, these corporations are our buds. I mean, look at those low prices. Low prices. Mark of a true friend. I'm actually a little offended that you think you can tell my friends what to do. I just thought a few safeguards might... Don't diss my friends! I'm moving on. Now, regarding mass-producing food, it's going to reduce diversity, and don't you think that by doing that, we're going to make ourselves more vulnerable to, one deadly pathogen? Look, bacteria and viruses are like terrorists. And how many times have we been attacked since, 9/11? Well, none. But what does that have to do with any... That means we have nothing to fear but fear itself. You're the real reason why America's worrying. Next question before I have to call Homeland Security. But that's I said next question. There have been a lot of complaints that GM foods actually taste worse than organic foods. I've heard stories of things like rubber tomatoes and, tasteless carrots. Are you a consumer of GM foods yourself? Consumer? More like #1 customer. Nothing gets my day going like GM foods. I'm talking breakfast, lunch, dinner, 24/7. If I can work past the gag reflex, so can you. And the rubber taste becomes second nature after a while. It's like super well done beef or fine wine. Well, alright. Working past the gag reflex does seem pretty reasonable. And I do like a steak as much as the next guy. But, political issues aside, a lot of people are worried that businessmen are basically interfering with the building blocks of life. You know what you're doing? What? You're fear-mongering. Huh? You and the media make all these claims that can't even be backed. Every day it's another case of E. coli this or organ failure that. Frankly, Monsanto's just trying to make some food and you guys are being a bunch of bullies. Hold on, I didn't mean anything by it. Maybe you should apologize. Apologize for all those rotten things you and the media said about Monsanto. Say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Monsanto, you were only watching out for me. You were only watching out for me. You have just done a bit of growing up. And you, sir, have been a worthy adversary.